On the news tonight, 68 lawyers elevated to rank of senior advocate of Nigeria. Three terrorists linked to Orire school adoption sentenced to life imprisonment. Plus, CFAN Ogun inaugurates new executives, advocate increased cocoa production. Good evening and welcome to Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. My name is Anthony Gandon. Here are the details of the news. The Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, says Nigeria possesses the credentials and strategic relevance to earn a permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council. He made this assertion in a message delivered by the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, at a book presentation in Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
Africa has advocated for a permanent representation on the United Nations Security Council. The book, Nigeria's Aspiration for a Permanent Seat in a Reformed United Nations Security Council, examines the case for Nigeria and Africa at large to secure a permanent seat, citing the continent's growing global relevance and Nigeria's long-standing commitment to international peace and regional stability.
An expanded or more representative membership would strengthen compliance with the Council's decisions and enhance their perceived fairness.
The Minister of Information, represented by the Director General of the NTA, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, said Nigeria's consistent contributions to UN peacekeeping operations and regional security reinforce its case for a permanent seat on the Security Council.
Nigeria's aspiration for permanent seat is rooted in the long-standing commitment to international peace, regional stability, and multilateral cooperation. As a leading voice in Africa and a consistent contributor to global peacekeeping, Nigeria is well positioned to represent the interests of the continent in the reformed Security Council.
The reform of the UN Security Council is necessary in order to conform to the realities of contemporary times.
You cannot talk about security within the context of the African environment today without mentioning the sacrifice that Nigeria in particular has made. Therefore, I think the time is ripe for us to bring this discussion into the front burners of national discourse.
The publication adds to growing call for a more inclusive and equitable Security Council, reflecting contemporary global realities and giving Africa a stronger voice in international peace and security decisions. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Arising from an expanded meeting this Thursday, the Legal Practitioners Privilege Committee recommended the names of 68 legal practitioners to the prestigious rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN. Chief Registrar, Supreme Court of Nigeria, Kabir Akombi, says the affected legal practitioners are expected to undergo induction towards their conferment ceremony in October 2026. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says lessons from previous elections will shape future polls in great improvement. This was at a policy roundtable on electronic transmission and collation of election results convened by Yaga Africa, an accredited election observer group. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Less than 6 months to the general election and less than 3 weeks to the Osun State Off-Cycle Governorship election, coming up August 15th, 2026. Yaga Africa convened this high-level policy roundtable with INEC and key civil society stakeholders to tackle critical vulnerabilities in Nigeria's election results management system.
In today's Electoral Act, which is the 2026 Electoral Act, electronic transmission of results is compulsory. The second thing that we know is that the IREF is no longer a portal for public viewing.
INEC will ensure that all elections in general and the 2027 general election in particular shall be free, fair, credible, inclusive, and transparent. Every valid vote will count.
Participants at this round table believe that all hands must be on deck in efforts to get the nation's electoral process right.
There is no substitute for full electronic transmission of results. So the IPAC position for INEC is to conduct or rerun elections if electronic transmission of results from the polling unit failed due to communication to network failures. This will rebuild public trust and confidence in the electoral process, as most Nigerians believe that their votes don't count, a major cause of voter apathy.
The policy roundtable focused primarily on navigating the electronic transmission and collation framework altered under the newly amended Electoral Act 2026. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Still on politics, the All Progressives Congress Forum of former principal officers of State House of Assemblies has reaffirmed commitment to prioritize the defense of democracy in Nigeria and support the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The forum highlighted the successes of the reforms under the Renew Hope administration as convincing, hence the strategic decision by the National Executive Council of the forum held in Abuja. Saliu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
Since every politics is said to be local, these are local champions having served as lawmakers at the legislative arm in their various states.
Chairman, Conference
in 2025, those Chairman, of the APC extraction formed this forum, which has short, medium and long-term objectives to strengthen APC and promote grassroots mobilization through a voice.
As committed members of the APC and beneficiaries of the democratic process, we have a duty to mobilize our extensive networks, political experience, and grassroots structure in support of the policies and programs of the Renewed Hope agenda.
The expanded joint meeting of Board of Trustees and National Executive Committee took some strategic decisions.
So part of the resolution that was taken today, I'm very happy about it. Don't forget, I was DG campaign of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when you see good thing coming like this, you must associate with it. I've seen a good thing from this association, and I'm praying that that thing will metamorphose into something that will help in the campaign for the re-election of Mr. President.
The forum resolved to work with relevant stakeholders to build on the gains of democracy for national development. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
Similarly, a political group, Door-to-Door Team, has mobilized support for the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the election of all other contestants under the umbrella of the All Progressives Congress APC in the forthcoming general elections in Ogun State. At the inauguration of the group in Ijebu Northeast local government area, its patron, Kiwa Benjamin Balogun, expressed confidence to mobilize grassroots support for APC candidates. Details of the story will come your ways in our subsequent bulletin. You are watching Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. The news will continue after this break. Please stay tuned. You are welcome back. The news continues. Nigeria and other African nations have taken center stage in the fight against crop-threatening pests and diseases threatening food security. This is coming as Central and West African Virus Epidemiology Regional Summit unveils a new digital surveillance platform to protect regional food security. Details with Musa Baba Ali.
Plants are like humans and animals. They can get sick, receive treatment, and eventually die. Plants suffer from diseases and disorders caused by pathogens, bacteria, viruses, and pests. This has become a major threat and serious concern for agriculture and for virus epidemiologists in Central and West Africa. This meeting therefore focuses on monitoring, predicting, and controlling viral diseases in root and tuber crops that sustain smallholder farmers. Ministers, commissioners, heads of national plant protection organizations, international partners, diplomats, and other stakeholders from across West and Central Africa gather for the meeting.
Plant disease can affect food security, and food insecurity can exacerbate poverty. We know. But also, what we know is that the solution cannot come from abroad. The solution should come from us.
Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Aliu Sabi Abdullahi, described plant health as a foundation for food security.
Plant health is food security. Without healthy crops, we cannot guarantee sufficient food, improve farmers' income, or achieve sustainable economic development. This is why the work of WAVE is so timely and important.
They unveiled the new WAVE research logo, which symbolizes scientific excellence, innovation, collaboration, and resilience against plant health threats. The gathering highlights Nigeria and WAVE's protective effort to fight these threats, which could otherwise destroy crop yields, livelihoods, and trade in one of the world's most vulnerable agricultural regions. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Still on food production, as Nigeria intensifies efforts to diversify its economy through agriculture, stakeholders in the cocoa sector are advocating stronger leadership and greater government support to boost cocoa production. It was against this backdrop that the Cocoa Farmers Association of Nigeria, CFAN, Ogun State Chapter, inaugurated and inducted its newly elected executives in Ijebu Ode. Moses Olaitan was at Ijebu Ode Club venue of the event and has the details.
Cocoa remains one of Nigeria's most valuable cash crops, contributing significantly to agricultural exports, creating livelihoods for thousands of farming families, and driving rural economic development. In line with this objective, stakeholders in the cocoa value chain converged on Ijebu Ode for the inauguration and induction of newly elected officers of the Cocoa Farmers Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter. Administering the oath of office, the National President of Cocoa Farmers Association of Nigeria and Global President of COCEFA, Comrade Adeola Adegoke, charged the newly elected executive to reposition the Ogun State Chapter and work towards making the state one of Nigeria's cocoa-producing states. He also appealed to the Ogun State government to provide essential infrastructure, particularly road networks, to ease the movement of cocoa produce to markets.
The government of the state has a lot to do in terms of collaborations. The state has a comparative advantage in cocoa productions, and a lot of revenue can come from cocoa, and this has shown in our FS drives.
The patron of the association, Honorable Nta Ijebu Ode, and the outgoing chairman, Apostle Tayo Williams, urged the new executive to provide purposeful leadership, foster unity among members, and work collectively to improve cocoa production in the state.
The new executive, happily, the people I know very well, and they can be trusted with any position. Mine is to continue to guide them, to counsel them, and to make sure whatever it is, we continue to help them.
Responding on behalf of the new executive, the newly elected chairman, Honorable Rufus Megbonwon, promised accountable and inclusive administration, assuring members of his commitment to strengthen unity among members and advance the growth of the association in Ogun State.
Whatever the followers are expecting from us, we are praying to God that we will be able to give them. We are going to lead them to the destination that we are expecting to get to. You got to be a leader of farmer. Farmer expecting many things from you.
They expect me to work very hard, to do more than what I've been doing before. Coordinating people, making sure everything is going right. I'm planning for the farm to be extended in my territory.
In Ijebu Ode, Moses Olayitan, NTA News.
The Federal High Court in Abuja has sentenced 3 members, Abdulrazak Umaru, Yunusa Musa, and Shamsuddin Adamu of the proscribed Darul Salam terrorist group to life imprisonment over terrorism offenses linked to the adoption of school children and teachers in Orire local government area of Oyo State. The convicts were prosecuted by the Department of the State Service, DSS. Justice Saliu Ibrahim handed down the life sentence after they pleaded guilty to charges of belonging to the proscribed Darul Salam terrorist group and also concealing information about the adoption of the pupils and teachers and the teachers. They admitted that those who carried out the school children and teachers adoption were their associates and had knowledge of the banditry but kept it to themselves. The first defendant, Abdulrazak Umar, admitted training and passing instructions to the terrorists use a WhatsApp group to propagate radical Islamic ideology and using same platform to incite people to imbibe radical ideology. Following the admission of guilty to the major counts of the charge, the review of facts was carried out by a DSS operative who narrated how their statements were recorded in the presence of their lawyers. So much for the news tonight. Join us tomorrow for another interesting package. From me, good night.